Hello, I'm Aaron and welcome back to the Laststandgamers channel. So today we're taking a look around the Gull server. That's our really awesome server running the Plane Parts mod. I wonder what players have been up to this week. So we're going to see some pretty cool changes to bases, evolutions in the design and the ships that we see at them. So we're actually at the NBS base to start with. You can see they've got a few new helicopter type ships, plane thing together. Really cool looking design. However, we've got a bit of a runway. We've got something that says come to the dark side. Is it? Yeah, come to the dark side, give up, hope ends here. Okay, so a little bit of a scare to the enemy, but they've got some cool helicopters. They've got the wooden plane that we've seen before. They've also got this really nice little double propeller helicopter here that I think we've seen in another version. This one looks like it's been slightly modified from the previous weeks when we'd had a look at this. So entering into their bunker, we've got a double sealed airlock door, and we've got the facility itself. It looks like they managed to rebuild their tow truck. Now, this tow truck was actually originally seen on our Mad Max server, where it carted some players out of some despair, but it's pretty cool for moving things around. In this case, it looks like it's carted something over to the grinder pit and dumped it on inside. Coming over this side, we've got ourselves a few smaller looking planes, some strange, interesting wheel designs with the actual wings swept back there, and going dark into the lower base area, we've got a little bit of a miner and a secret door. What's in the secret passage, maybe? Let's have a quick look. So we've got cargo storage, we've got, this is a really nice little passageway, and refinery and production down there. Very, very nice indeed. Now, we also have a strip club. Lots of these bases come with some rather unusual type of things, and here's the NBS strip club right in this area. You've got a bar, you've got a dance floor, multiple poles, and what's behind this secret door right here? A toilet! So there we go. That's having a quick look around the NBS outpost. Clearly expanded, and they've added some really important things in, such as the strip club there. Now let's head over to another faction. So go to the entity list and let's find DBS. What have DBS been up to in their many hours of production and mining? You can see the shell in the voxels as things start to load in around us. We can bring a character over here to speed up the initial loading time as well. So what was cool about this place is they actually had their little piggy door that a lot of you guys really enjoyed in the last server tour. They're also working on some larger planes, and I think this is like a more of a late game sort of thing. Larger planes allow you to use the larger rocket pods and have turrets on board them that other players control. There's also some smaller type ships here. I think this was one of their original mining ones we've seen before. Heading into their bunker base, you can see they've got some other planes stacked up around the side. One with an adaptive head, so you could put welders, miners, whatever you need on there. And some more sort of biplanes over in this section as well as like a helicopter truck there at the back. Very cool indeed. Through the piggy door, right through its nostril with the missile turrets, we enter inside, with important notices on left and right as we enter. And we're back in this bunker. We've been here before. We know what it's like. We've got the various piggies, the other ships that have been stationed in here. There's been some changes and some developments to some of the ships in these various pens. Also been mass production of others, because you never know when there's an event that's going to be on that's going to need a hell of a lot of ships. Also the A-team van here. You've seen that one before, lovely. A little Chinook around that end, and a bit more mining is going on in that corner. DBS, really nice job, and my favourite part of the base is definitely the piggy door. It looks like there's a pig wedged in a mountain. Who can't love that? So, we're going to head over to the entity list, and we're going to continue on. So we're actually looking for a group called MEZ. Now, these are new to us. They've came on partway through the duration, and they've actually shocked me with some pretty cool designs and an exciting little base setup. So you can see we've got this large plane up here on the front with these turrets. They're also playing a little bit of music, maybe just to give them a bit of ambience while they're building. Nice big propeller there on the front. They've got propellers on the rear wings. They've got some of them turrets. And at the back here, they've got a little loading bay, so they can load other ships and things in here. Coming a little further back, we've got this large, maybe helicarrier that's starting to take shape in this zone. It's got a ramp that leads into the center of it. They've got a little rover and stuff parked inside there. How much serious clank have we gone through? Let me put it this way. I can fit it on 2 hands. Wheels are bad. Let's continue on. So we've got the big flash door with the little radar dish up there on the top. And as we enter in here, through its triple layers of protection and its little blast door feature. I always like to open these doors, but I always feel bad because maybe I shouldn't open it. Oh, let's press the main gate. Main gate, main gate. So that's the lock. Let's activate the main gate. There we go. Lovely. Let's reactivate the main gate and close it up for him. Oh, okay, that stops the gate. There we go. Seal that back up and we'll lock the landing gear in place. The landing gear is absolutely crucial for base defense because by locking that in place, it's basically becomes a kind of a static. It doesn't really, but it holds it in place. So in case someone tries to ram it, it goes a little bit easier. As the switch lock's not working. Hopefully nobody saw me press that. But as we go a little bit further in here, we can see that we've got a number of different hover type rovers. We've also got the spectator camera that has a little bit of a brighter light. They've got this really cool arm feature going on here. Could be used for welding. That's what they look like they're using it for, with a car container on the back. Build up some of their ships. They've got, of course, a grinder pit of destruction at the rear. A welder pit. They've got the music playing gone over the stereo. And they've got various different hangars that I'm guessing this is where their personal planes will go. So you've got the various different... What are these little ones called? Let's have a quick look. So they've got the T-0 on the side there with the Gatling guns stored in the wings. A cool little plane design indeed. So going back outside the hangar, that is how that particular faction is developed. I really like the flash sign on the door. It's pretty cool. So moving on. We're going to go past MES. We've looked at NBS, so we're going to go straight to NOD. N-O-D. So as we load in the terrain around us, we're going to pop ourselves out, and you'll start to see a few little holes in the terrain. And that is because they have been working on this giant facility. Let's bring the light over here so we can have a bit of a closer look. So over at NOD's facility, they have this giant carrier. Now, originally we were a bit worried as admins because they had a lot of these small wheels that can cause a lot of lag because there's a lot of collision with the ground itself. But they've managed to work it out and hover it above the ground as they're constructing, so no issues. But they had these really cool runways, and they have actually got some of these little fighter-type bomber planes on them. So you can see they've got these bombs here that can skid across the ground and manoeuvre into position. So let's have a quick look inside. Very cool, interesting design concept there. It looks like these are like little skidding decoys to distract turrets. We've got the plane itself. I believe I saw this plane in some sort of competition. I think we ran at the beginning of the Gulf. And maybe it's been modified a little bit since then though. So heading back into their bunker, they've got the launch ramp. They've got various other little cheeky type bombers. You can tell they're cheekies because he's got his bloody branding all over them, hasn't he? They've got a to-do list. A very cool little base that they've got set up there. Really looking forward to see this helicarrier take shape. On the roof as well, they've also got this little hangar and some small fighters tucked in there. A lot of production going on. They've really mass-produced things. And over at the back here, we've also got some more fighters that have been tucked in. A more aerodynamic type design. Are these going to be capable, or maybe these are some sort of missiles perhaps? We could have a look inside. We've got gyroscopes and we've got warheads. So these are some sort of ballistic helicopter missile, cruise missile perhaps, piloted by a human, so not super safe, but cool indeed. Let's continue on. So jumping back to our entity list, we're traveling through now to the guys over at TVK. So TVK BF 109. So when I first glanced over here, I didn't think there was a massive adjustments to this outpost. There's a few little tweaks, and I thought it was worth showing you guys just so you could have a look. So the TVK base has come on quite a bit. You can see there's a nice little duck sign. Peace was never an option. You've got to have your good old memes around the base. They've got a helicopter taking shape over there. We've got a few ships. We've got the classic little mine. Oh, someone's at work. That scared me. Someone's working hard here on one of these little rovers. They've also got another little troop transport rover here. Remember to rename ships after you're done. That's a good idea. And we've got flying sofas? What's this? Have a seat, Aaron. Just ignore the cameras. There's no need to be nervous. Just relax. Okay. It's a bit creepy. So we've got 2 flying sofas. Over here we've got 3 meatballs. It looks like the meatballs didn't go down too well. Fun little area. And over here near the entrance we've got a stack of quick deployable fighters for a situation if you need them. We've got Gatling guns either side, and they've also got this cool little trap, so if anyone does try to come in here to delay them, slow them down, they can activate these airtight doors. But we've seen them before. Out on the entrance we've got a few ships just tucked away here for quick access. A really cool little outpost. There's also a secondary tunnel that leads into here for printing as well. A nice little outpost by TVK. Nice work that they built this. Also they've got this larger hangar over here. and they've got that plane that we've seen before in. So let's continue on. So from TVK, we're actually going to head over to ADI. Now, ADI have been on our servers for quite some time, and because of that, they always pop up in different shapes and forms, and they're quite a creative bunch, I'll tell you that. So coming down over here, we've got some of the planes that they've captured from various events, and there is multiple entrances to this base. It's actually better probably to leave the lights out because there's lots of glowing things going on here. So we've got this lovely runway with turrets on the side, and we've got this intersecting door over here that leads into here, and we've got the main ADI hangar with access to various different floors. You can see production down there looking lovely. Real nice little simple hangar room. Out this side, we've got this cool docking area for some helicopters and hang gliders. Just look at them little glowing entrance ports. A really nice base. Real nice use of the terrain as well. Let's continue on. So from ADI, we're going to go to CSR. So we've got to keep our eyes out. There's CSR. And CSR are in the dark once again. Now, I don't really have too much to show you on the outside of this one. I just liked the layout of this base. I'm not too sure if this is a solo or a two-man faction, but you can see they've got two CSR small type fighters, a 3D printer in this area. Look at this cool tunnel though. Access to various different production and survival on either side. Entrance to a main gateway that access this lift. Then this lift actually takes you down. You can see they've actually put their logo on all of these things. The lift goes down to a lower segment where they're storing obviously production and some of their vehicles that they've modified and been working on. So a cool little base, especially this is definitely what you see from solos or factions with only a few players. A lot of real nice detail put into it though. So let's continue on. So from CSR, we're going to go to one of the larger factions, an American bunch of guys. Well, there might be a few mixed as well in there as well. And this is FED, Fed. Now, I do know Obi, one of our admins, likes to run these guys when he can. So we can pop inside here, and you can see they've got a massive 3 thick airtight door that is spaced out. They've got the bombers that we saw last time. We've got a mystery machine with rockets and engines. I love how people keep building cars and wacky inventions like that. That's fun, that. Let's continue going through. So back through the 3 layers. So you're definitely going to be delayed if you try entering through the front. And you can see we've got some cool flying cars. They like the flying cars over at Fed, don't they? Over here, I'm guessing we're going to have production. Yes, production nicely laid out. It's good to see varying different people's production as well. We've got some sort of jetpack chair, I'm guessing, or a semi-constructed, and hangars for more ships when they're built. There is ships in the end here. You can see these look like little Harrier jump jets, or they could be another plane. I'm not too sure. Very nice to see indeed. Let's continue on our adventure. So we've seen Fed. We're going to go ahead to SWI. It'd be really nice if they give us a search function, wouldn't it, up here one day, Key? And if you're listening, give us a search function, please. SWI. So past the road ahead, SWI. Infested Forerunner Facility. Now, I know this one is a solo. This one has been built by Shay. There may be more people in this faction, I'm not too sure. But what you can see is these little infestation type pods that have been crafted on the side. She always quite likes her organic type designs. You can see on there, pretty cool indeed. It looks like it's slowly taking over this structure, but look at that. That is just real industrial looking, really cool looking indeed. Let's have a quick look inside. So as we go inside, you can see the infected side has started to spread through the structure. And as we go upstairs into the ramp area, we've actually got a service elevator, I believe, of some kind. The shaft goes up, and you can see it's a little bit more of a hulk up here until it gets to the top floor. So maybe there's still some work to be done up there, but very cool indeed. That leads you out onto the upper platform up there where you can dock to if you need. There's also this little storage platform over here with a 3D printer. We have a little fighter tucked in the hangar. A cool little outpost from SWI. Let's see where else we can go. So from SWI, we're actually going to TST. But we've got to keep our eyes peeled because there is a lot of names. A lot of people have been working hard on different things. And it's sad that I can't cover them all. But I'm doing my absolute best to show you some of the absolute belters we've got here on the server. So TST, where are you? Oh, it's going to be a hard one. We might have to just skip it and go to 401. TST. I mean, I believe they're under the same name as something else. So we've got 401. We have got TVK. TST, there we go. So heading over to TST, we have this cool little dockyard. We've seen this before, but this has actually been modified further, so you can see the helicopter at the back there. Wheels have been added to the side to be a little bit more server friendly, and they've got the VSA ship moving around, probably at some pace. It could probably take some fire as well. It just needs a few more interior turrets. It's got the rear statically controlled ones, and they've got the dockyard over here for production. That's looking a little bit like it's going to fall off on the edge, but still a really cool construction. Not too much added, but just enough to make things a little bit more easy to use on the server. So from TST we're going to head to 401. Now 401 are just here. So 401 fighter. What will we find at this location? Now these guys have done quite a camo job on their facility. There's a lot more to this than you think. So they've got themselves a basic runway there with lights off. It really blends into the terrain really quite well. Of course the bubbles give you things away, but they're going to keep you safe. So you can see it blends into the terrain well. They've got some basic turrets and defensive systems that they can control both remotely and manually if they need to. And they've also got a really cool ship launching system. So entering into the sort of station itself, we go down here and we have a vertical takeoff tunnel. Now if we actually have a look a little bit more closer, this tunnel itself rotates and there is fighters at either station. So as it rotates, it can launch fighters one after another, while other ones can be either printed or worked on from the other docking stations. A really cool little central outpost. The respawn kit's right there, so they can just jump in, run to the various pods, line them up with the system and launch them out. A cool idea. I like a sort of rotary system there. Anyway, let's continue on. So only a few more left. So we're going to be heading over to the guys at GDM. So GDM, where have you been hiding? We've also got the C-130 to have a look at. We've got Joe's usual strange creations that we've seen over at the DBS base. Let's have a look. Why can I never find things? So there's the C-130 that we'll be looking for shortly. We've just got GDM to have a look at as well. So Space Naught's been working hard, concealing his creations as usual. He's in fact hidden a C-130 inside here. Really cool design. He's got the cockpit up top. He's got stairs that lead down to an access way on the second deck. Real funky design. It obviously attracts a lot of attention. A lot of people will be trying to shoot at him if he's flying around with that. And he's got this little levered hanger up on the top. He's even cut a voxel out there for the tail so it can fit in. And over in here, we've got a lowered base section with a few more of his items in there. So cool little building with Space Naut. I don't know who's working with it at the moment. They've also got a nice little helicopter with droppable bombs there at the side. So let's get back to looking for GDM. Now GDM, you can't be too far surely. There we go, GDM. Pillbox back left. Okay, so let's have a look at the GDM outpost. This is another one of the smaller type outposts that I wanted to show you. On the front, it's not got too much going on. It's got a little bit of a spotlight up there. But as we enter inside it, it's got this cool little tunnel that I really wanted to show you. Just a simple sort of build. More of a solo type design. But it shows you that solos can roll some pretty cool designs out there as well. Anyway, I'd like to wrap that up here. I'd like to thank you guys for watching and keep your eyes peeled for more content from the Gulf server.